Afghanic region between Hindu Kush and Helmand. Now, that region was oftentimes invaded in the past 3,000 years by different people, and it is also a region very high, on high altitudes. There are a lot of mountains. And there's, for example, the Khyber Pass, and through that people try to invade to India in the past millennia. There's the Helmand River in the south, and then there's Gandhara and Kabul and the Hindu Kush. And now many people are farmers, and there are a lot of sheep, goats, and cattle. And what happened in the past centuries on this region, now first what is there is sometimes very warm in the summer, plus 49 degrees, and cold in the winter, minus 26, and there can be violent winds from the north, northeast. Rainfall is also not so much, 10 to 40 centimeters. And now, who invaded all? It was part of the Persian Empire, 2,500 years ago. Then Alexander the Great in 331 invaded it, and it became the Hellenistic Empire of Bactria. And then in the 5th century, there were coming the Huns down from Central Asia, and then Arabs in the 8th century, and then Genghis Khan in 1220, and then Tamerlane in the 14th century. Then it was part of the Mughal Indian Empire, and the Mughal Indian Empire, it broken off under the Afghan Ahmed, and his dynasty was then fighting wars against British Empire, and the whole country then was for some time a buffer state between British India and the Russian Empire. And that is according to the Reader's Digest Library of Modern Knowledge, Book 3, Part 22, Regions of the Earth, written by Hugh Clayton, John Coyle, Michael Frenchman, and D.H. Sinclair, on the page 1093. Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn international studies. Today, Afghanistan, and after we've done it, we're going to do martial arts basics training. And if you participate in the martial arts basics training, then it's very honest. People and history, we already read at the beginning, this is part 2. People and history. And the books from the 1970s. So all the informations are from the 1970s. People and history. Afghanistan's inhabitants are of they're people with different cultures in. The legacy of many invasions. So there are many people of different cultures in, because of the many different invasions. We had here lies across the age-old invasion route to India, where there were many battles fought in the previous 3,000 years. Only 15% of the people live in urban areas. Urban, that must be towns. And they said 85% of the country's workforce are farmers. 15% are living in urban areas. The official religion is Islam, but there are minorities of Hindus, Sikhs, and Jews. So most people are having the religion of Islam. Few Afghans go to school, and 92% are illiterate. So we're saying in the 1970s that 92% of the people in Afghanistan can't read or write and go not to school. The expectation of life is only about 37 years. I don't know if I include now child death, or death during early childhood, but we're saying expectation of life 37 years. Afghanistan was part of the Persian Empire until about 500 before Christ. Alexander the Great conquered it in 331 before Christ on his way to India. It was part of the Persian Empire until 500 before Christ. Then something happened 170 years more, and then Alexander the Great conquered it in 331 before Christ. The Hellenistic kingdom of Bactria, Alexander the Great married a Bactrian princess. We have it in history. Roxane was the name of her princess. The Hellenistic kingdom of Bactria centered on Gandhara, produced fine sculptors. Gandhara, where is it? Kandahar? Gandhara, here, on the side. Gandhara. Okay, the region of Gandhara. That is the region where 2,000 years ago the Hellenistic kingdom was. And it was the kingdom of Bactria. And Alexander the Great, who in 331 conquered the region of Afghanistan, married a Bactrian princess with the name Roxana. And they were producing fine sculptures. White Huns from Central Asia conquered the area in the 5th century. So in the 5th century, there were people coming from Central Asia. Arabs who introduced Islam followed in the 8th century. So in the 8th century, when the Islamic expansion, and when Genghis Khan and his hordes in 1220, when Genghis Khan, he was also more from Central Asia, I think, and Tamerlane in the 40th century. So here we're having multiple people coming and conquering it. The country was part of the Mughal Empire of India until an Afghan chief, Ahmad, broke away in 1747 and founded the present state. It was part of the Empire of India until 1747. So, okay, his dynasty fought 3 wars with British India. So when was British India? The first war was 1838. So at that time, his dynasty, so people, his children, were fighting in wars with British India. After it was the Empire of India, then it was British India. The wars were fought 1838 for 4 years, 1878 for 2 years, and 1919. And he went, or his dynasty ruled until July 1973. When Shah Zaire was peacefully overthrown in 1973, was peacefully overthrown by his kinsman Mohammed Daoud, who became president of a new republic. The book is from 1978, I think, was it? 1978. So it was part of the Indian Empire in the 17th century. When in 1747 it broke away and became an own country. It was fighting wars against India, which was in British Empire, British India, part of the British Empire, until 1973. In 1973, the Shah Zaire was overthrown, they saying peacefully, by his kinsman. I don't know what kinsman means. So there was a change in the person ruling with Mohammed Daoud, and he became now a president of a new republic. So not a Shah. I don't really know what it all means. He was not a Shah, but now Mohammed Daoud was a president of a new republic in 1973. The book's from 1978, so it goes on when from 1979 onwards. It's not written here and not known here when the book was written. Area: 650,000 square kilometers, population 20 million. Capital Kabul. Flag: horizontal stripes of black, red and green. That was Iran. Afghanistan, but it's still the same. What is written here is not known. What was 1979 in Iran, in Afghanistan, other things happened after it. But what I just said was not part of it. The Shah Zaire was the Shah of Afghanistan. That seems to be another Shah as Iran. I was already confused that it was something else. So I mixed a bit up with the story of it, with the history of Iran. This is Afghanistan. And where the Shah was in 1973 peacefully overthrown, and Afghanistan became a republic under Mohammed Daoud. But there also happened a lot in the history since the 1970s. Flag: horizontal stripes of black, red and green with the national emblem in the top corner near the flagstaff. Big cities are Kandahar, Baghlan and Herat. Official language is Pashto and Dari Persian. And farm products: wheat, fruit, vegetables, maize, rice, barley, mutton, wool, karakul, that is a lamb, and that is lamb skins, and cotton. Major minerals are natural gas, coal, salt, lapis lazuli, oil, iron, copper, lead, zinc. Manufacturers of textiles, cement, leather, goods, glassware, bicycles, and motor spares, and food products. Major exports are the ripe fruit, natural gas, caracal skins, cotton, carpets, wool. Major imports: petroleum products, sugar, tea, machinery, textiles. Okay, places of interest: Kabul, the Khyber Pass, Mazar-i-Sharif, the Blue Mosque, and Heret Pragman Resort, the sculptures. Okay, now we read to Afghanistan what it was written here. We will come back in the next part, and then we go over it again and try to make a little presentation concentrating on the facts unchanged since the 1970s. So the history until the 1970s, and then geographical things and so on. Okay, that was the international studies part. If you were here for international studies, you can go directly to the next part of international studies, where we're going to prepare a presentation about Afghanistan. If you stay here and participate in the martial arts basic training, then is het, ja, dat is gewoon lekker. Ja, goed. Take a leg at the ankle. And tuck the tail on it. Other leg. And tuck the tail. And now one leg to the side. Toes in front, stretch the inner side of the leg. And the other side, stretch the inner side of the leg. And go from side to side. The Mentis exercise. And now a few lunges. So in front with the right leg and back. Left leg in front and back. And right leg in front, back. Last time left leg and back. And now a few kicks. The shovel snowblow. Knee up and back. 1, 2, 3. Up and back. Right, up and back. Bit enough. And stretch kicks. One hand out, kick against it. 1, 2, 3. Last one. And now the frog. Knee up and back. Up and back. Now crash kicks. Hop leg. And now lunge kicks. I'm going to kick now close to the camera. Right leg in front, knee down, and kick. And left leg in front, knee down, and kick. And right leg in front, knee down, and kick. Left leg in front, knee down, and kick. And now squat kicks. Squat down and kick. You can do wider squats, squat, kick, squat, kick. And now squat and crushing kicks. Squat and kick. The hiking frog squat. As can. And now swing kicks. Swing, kick. 1, 2, 3, swing. And now 12 push-ups on the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the tail in, down, elbows close to the rib cage. Number 2 and 3 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 9 and 10 and last one number 12. And one heel onto the ground and pull the toes in. Onto the right, pull in. Left, pull in. Middle, move from left to right. Over here, pull the toes in. To the right, pull in. Left, pull in. Middle, and move from left to right. One leg up. Other leg. Take the leg at the ankle. Straight back. Other leg. Straight back. Legs to the sides, breathing around. In and out. live in a close place. It's briefing out. It was the martial arts basics training. Thank you very much.